Everybody. Oh, hi, Wisconsin Mama. I'm so glad you're here. It's just you and me. Well, we'll just wait and see if anybody else shows up. I've been busy writing notes on a paper towel here, so I'm hoping that cats don't throw up on it or I won't have anything to talk about. Hey, David. Hi. Glad to see you. Got two people listening now. I got a lot to talk about, too. So, what do you think about the Carly? Oh, Annabelle. Hello. Hand pink waving, hand pink waving. I apparently don't have that emoji on my channel or something. What do you guys think of that Carly thing? As long as, while we're waiting for people. I mean, is that a hoax? Doesn't it kind of remind you of Sherry Papini? Seriously. I mean, look at the lengths she went to, branding herself and doing all those other injuries to herself. This lady just like walked away and then walked back home. I don't- Annabelle, if you time out Wisconsin Mama, you're going to be timed out. I can't do this alone. Okay, yes, Annabelle, you think that it reminds you of Sherry Papini? Yes. I don't know. I hate to say that, but it's kind of odd. I mean, what happened to the toddler in the diaper? I mean, wasn't anybody missing him? Nobody ever like filed a missing persons report or said they were missing a toddler in a diaper. Oh, I know, Annabelle. I just think that the whole story is odd. I know I posted that Cameron, I guess, Duty Ron, did he do and showed where it was altered? Part of the camera was? I think her mom and dad need to. Hi, Blue Roses. Hi, Julie. I know David Brasser. I think so, too. I don't know. There was a rumor, and I hate to, this is totally, a Facebook rumor, but they said that she was trying to get her boyfriend's attention because he wanted to break up, and she didn't know that it was going to be blow up like it did. And so then she called her sister or some friend or something at the Red Roof Inn, and that they called in. So I don't know. We'll see if that comes out. Somebody said she probably saw a deer. Okay, we got 6 people in here. Should we start talking or should we waste more time? Let's see in my notes. Sounds like Jussie all over again. Jussie. Oh, yes, Jussie. Now that, you knew that was crap right from the beginning. Most people did because none of his story matched up. I don't know. He kind of lost his career over that, didn't he? And he just wanted attention too. Yeah, people do these things and want attention. And they do get attention, don't they? Hey, Bob. Good to see you. We're talking about, what's her name? Carly. What do you think about Carly? Hoax or no? Okay, let's get into it. First of all, I see some people saying Robin Sanders was one of the 8 survivors of Waco. Okay, so I mean, it was very insistent and said she researched it and she had other people believing this. Yeah, I think Bob. Yep, I think so too. So I did a little research, and her parents are Ed and Sandy Sanders. Of course, her main name is Robin Sanders. Then she married Marcos de Mora in 2000. And then she married Lane. I don't know when, but she was born in 1982 in North Carolina. She was not a survivor of Waco, and I don't know where the hell that came from, but anyway, we got rid of that. Then let's talk about Tim Mullen. His father died recently. His mom and dad were married 69 years. That's kind of sad. So Tim is from Chillicothe. Is he the one from Chillicothe? No. He was from Columbus. His dad was in Columbus, and then they moved to Kingsport in 1955. So his dad had a Bachelor Masters of Music from Northwestern University, and Tim and his three brothers and sisters and his parents gave music recitals to churches and civic organizations. I thought that was pretty interesting. And they took 10 trips to Europe. They were really involved with music. Tim went to, let's see, Belmont College and music, some kind of music business or something. I don't know, but he's never been married. He does not have any children. And I don't know, his family's very involved in the church, and Tim seems to be too. So I don't know why people think that he's such a mystery. Okay, then we have Alfred Vaughn. Now, this is the creator that put this out, that Alfred Vaughn lived at 1257 East Center Street. And they're saying that Don, remember that was the house that everybody said Don bought and was going to move into when he got out of jail? Really, Bob? Hey, you're up on your Ohio. I bet you Minnie Pearl didn't go there when Tim did. Maybe. I shouldn't say that because you never know. Okay, so 1257 East Center Street is that yellow house that quite a few creators said Don Wells bought when he got out of jail, and he was going to move there. Although where they think he got the money to buy a house, I do not know. But Don never lived there. Pam lived there for a short while in the garage, over the garage, 1257 and a half East Center Street, with another woman for not very long at all. And it is, Julie? I didn't even look. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because they were already in Kingsport then. Yep. His dad went to Northwestern, Tim went to Belmont. And he said Lipscomb College too. Does anybody know where that is? Okay, so then Alfred supposedly has this national holiday house. So this creator said that there was no record of that business anywhere. The business license lapsed. She couldn't find any information on it. And Alfred kept moving around. So they were saying that he's running a child trafficking business. Well, it took me about 3 minutes to find out that National Holiday House is a toy business. Discovery Toys. He and his wife started this business, and I thought it was pretty interesting. It was 6 shapes and a circle and a dot, and you took those shapes and you could make every letter of the alphabet by snapping different shapes together in numbers. It was called Bits and Pieces, and they were in business a long time. They're big plastic pieces. I thought that was pretty interesting, but nothing to do with child trafficking. What? Blake Shelton? Oh, that's cool. I like Blake Shelton. Okay, so let's go on to what do we have here? Is the person that was going to look up Christopher Clifton for me in here? His name is Edward, Christopher Edward Clifton. He seems to move around wherever Candace is. And he's listed as a relative. Of course, that doesn't mean, hi, Paw Patrol. How are you? Wisconsin Mama, you don't want to work for Blake Shelton. You'd have to be on the road. You want to be at your house with your dog. Okay, so we did check this. I don't know if you guys looked at my community post about Don's dad. I found a marriage for Don's dad before he married Karen. He married Marcia Checketts in 1958. 1958, yeah. No, they got divorced in 1958. So she divorced him for cruelty. And she was 19 when she married him. She was 21 when she married the next guy. So she moved on pretty quickly. He didn't remarry Karen for a few years. But it just makes you wonder what the household was like, what kind of guy he was like. I don't think he was a very nice guy. For one thing, sleeping with the babysitter while he was still married. Your dog. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So what else do I have on here? Okay, the timeline. Hi, Dylan. Welcome. So, Candace. Let's talk about where she was, where she moved, what her life was like. And we're going to have way more information on that coming up. Her early life, her life with Andrew. Some of it's kind of shocking, actually. So she was born in 1982 in Corpus Christi, Texas. And that's where Jim Bly and Candy Hare met. They were both in the carnival. And they got married and then had Candace about a year later. I think it was about 11, 12 months later. And she had a hole in her heart. So then they moved back to Wisconsin. Jim was from, I think, Connecticut. But they went up there because they needed to take Candace to Mayo Clinic. So then she said that she graduated from, oh yeah, Annabelle. I'm glad you saw that. Somebody else said they'd never seen a picture of his kid. I think looks are deceiving. Seriously. She said she graduated from Elk Mound High School. When I looked at classmates.com, it said she graduated in 2004. No, I don't think that's correct. She was going to high school while she was having kids with Andrew. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. But who knows? On the Ellie calls from Karen Goad. What is that, Dean? Are you the one that wanted the 911 call when Candace was pregnant? Because I need a little more information on that. You can messenger it to me. Okay, so let's see. 1994, Candy got divorced from Jim. 2002. Well, I'll get it if you could give me an approximate date. Did Karen call? Karen make the call? No. No what? I don't know. I'd kind of have to have a date, I think. Approximate date. Okay, so I don't care about the Candace pregnancy. Okay. Somebody wanted a 911 call while she was pregnant in Kingsport. So I don't know what that was about. Okay, so she had battery, domestic abuse in 2003 against Andrew. 2003 was also her gun charges when she pulled the guns on CPS. I know Julie, and she was, 2004. That doesn't make sense because she would have already had both kids, lost her kids. I don't think she was going to high school then. I'm pretty sure she wasn't. I think that date's wrong, but we'll find out because I know people that went to school with her, so we'll pin that down. Okay, so she had 2003 domestic abuse. 2003, January 2003 was the gun thing, so that's when she lost the kids. So then in 2004, 2005, she was with Richard returning stolen goods to Walmart in Fayetteville. So she was still in Wisconsin in 2004 because she was appearing in court there and gave her current address as Grantsburg. So she wasn't with the carnival very long. If she was still in Wisconsin in 2004, I think it was called Magic Mike's or something like that. The carnival she joined in Wisconsin. And then, so 2000, she was only in the carnival like a year, I think. Because in 2005, she's with Richard. Well, the carnival, she said she got stranded in St. Louis and Candy came to rescue her. So I'm assuming she got fired from the carnival. Because it kind of sounds like they stranded her. So she was dropped off in St. Louis and then managed to come and get with Richard Hanners by 2005. Okay, then Don steals the panties. Did anybody read that again? I just noticed when I was going over it that there's two different names on there. The victim is listed as Candy Turner, but then on the whole affidavit, it says Batty. He tried to contact Batty. He knocked on the door trying to get a hold of Batty. Why is there two different names? I don't understand that. Did Candace, what did she do at the carnival? Now, I don't know that. But I suppose I could find out. Maybe cleaned up after the animals? I don't know. Did Candace graduate? She said she graduated, Bob. Elk Mound High School. And I know she was in special ed. I'll have to look and see when her sister graduated. I don't know. Okay, so 2007 was when Don had that domestic at Pam's house with the name blacked out. So I don't know if that was Donnie, because he said if he was going to act like a kid, he was going to treat him like a kid and spank him. So I think that has to be Donnie. I'm not sure. That was 2007. So Candace had a Michael boyfriend in there somewhere. She sure moved around. Then in 2008, she was with Rigsby at the apartments, moving things, and did not get charged with that. So Rigsby, John Joseph Rigsby, otherwise known as Joe John, he died August 29th, 2008, of a drug overdose. But he was apparently with another woman by then. according to someone who was there at the time and went to the funeral home. So we have, is Nate Ward an RSO? No. No, he's not. He's on probation until the 28th of this month, but I can't remember what it was for. Yes, she does. But she could work. And while she had the kids, before Summer went missing, Candace would buy those pallets of returns and stuff, from Walmart and Sam's Club and whatever, and then sell those at flea markets and garage sales and things. She'd buy things in bulk. And I mean, she set up, I've seen a lot of pictures of her booths. I mean, she had a box of toothbrushes at one of them and just, stuff that people return. They package those all up, and people do that here. They have a warehouse and they have them delivered. But she can do that still. Why isn't she? And yeah, she can do Don's job. And he said she's pretty good at it too. Don's damn good, isn't he? Did you see that house with that ceiling? Oh my goodness. Just think if he applied himself to a legitimate life and a legitimate job. I mean, and what's he going to do when he gets too old to work? I mean, Don's 60? How much longer can he do that? And if he's getting paid under the table, which I heard, but that's just a rumor, I mean, what's he going to live on then? Yeah, I don't think. Do you really think if she got a job, YouTubers would leave her alone? I think, well, other than JLR, yeah. I mean, were they gonna follow her around? I mean, if she was at garage sales? Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. People are just terrible lately, wishing horrible things on her. And I mean, there's still no evidence of anything. Oh, Don he does awesome work, though, Wisconsin Mama. Candace drywalls too. She was actually a drywaller when she met Don. So she was drywalling. Maybe that's how they met. I don't know. On the job or something. I'm not sure. Either that or at the drug dealers. Okay, so Rigsby died. That was the father of the girl she gave up, or that was taken from her at the hospital. Then in 2009, that's when she hit Nate at Don's trailer in Fayetteville. Now, people say, oh, well, then she lied. She wasn't between Arkansas and Tennessee when Rose went missing. I don't know how they jumped to that conclusion. I don't know if they'd already moved to Fayetteville. They could have went back and saw Margie for Christmas. Maybe, they were just traveling that weekend that Rose went missing to see Don's mother in Tennessee. I don't see where that makes them available to kill Rose. I don't get it. I heard her tell Daisy last night that she knows Candace way better than Daisy. Way better than Daisy. Like, you don't know Candace at all. I don't think she's ever even talked to Candace. Then, okay, so Don in Fayetteville in 2009. Karen died in 2011. Waylon was born, middle boy was born in December 2011. So Josie was born in 2009. And the third boy was born in 2013. Then Don got divorced from Pam in 2014. Because she was right there. That's so funny. Okay, I don't have anything else to talk about, I don't think. Other than, I don't know, people say two people don't go missing from the same family. Yeah, they do. I mean, they go missing from the same family all the time. And I think like the Skelton boys, the Sauter children, there's those kids in Australia. Lisa, you were getting slammed in PG's chat. I know, just by that. Is Pam in jail? No, but there's a warrant out for arrest because she didn't pay her court fines. So I don't know what's going to happen to that. And Don's son, Donnie, is not in jail either, contrary to what people are saying. Yeah, it was that something, crimes have consequences or whatever. Yeah, that's one of PG's old mods. And she's still on me. They were all on me for a while, creating fake accounts all over social media in my name. Put a thing on Ancestry that I married my grandfather and had a child. I guess they think that's entertaining. I don't know what the deal was, but yeah. Is there a reason Pam can't help Margie out? I don't think Pam has a driver's license, does she? I don't know. Did you know Pam had 6 kids before she met Don? And she didn't have custody of any of them. She lost all those kids. So how they kept Donnie and Margie, I have no idea. But I don't think that Pam is the helping kind. Plus, Mary said she's homeless and she sees her on the streets in Ogden. I don't know, but I think, why can't cute little milk thing there, Curse with Curiosity? I don't think she has 17. She had 6 before she met Don, then 2 with Don, and I think that's it. Because by the time she and Don broke up, I think she's pretty much done having kids. I haven't heard of any other kids coming out. Yeah, Mary said. I'm not going to get into Mary. I'll just say what she said, but yeah, you can make the hey, Ellen Tanks, hi. Yeah, the whole Don and Candace are serial killers thing. They were like going through the McDonald triad, which even McDonald doesn't believe in anymore, about wetting the bed, setting fires, and what's the other one? Animals. So Don did not commit arson when the barn burned down. Don and Sonia were in the barn playing with matches. So why don't we say Sonia burned the barn down? I mean, it wasn't like he set the fire on purpose. They were just, kids play with matches, right? Wait a minute. That's Summer's poster on it. Oh. So Don, Pam, and Candace have a total of how many kids? Well, Pam had 6 before she met Don. Don has 2 with Pam, so that's 8. And then Candace had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be 15. If my math is correct. Oh no, Annabella, they were slamming me. But they do mix up Lisa J. But did you see there's a fake account with my picture and my name now? And that person is going around in chats insulting creators. They left a thing on D Presents that said, "Stop tragedy pimping." And now she's blocked me. But that wasn't me. I've never said that to anybody. I don't know. Somebody said that that they knew that wasn't me because the person was saying things that I wouldn't say. But yet I had a person tell me that I was trolling them with my other account. So, I mean, if you didn't know me, I guess you'd think that was me. Yeah, 17. So was it both kids? Did they get in trouble for that? What? Wait, I'm sorry. So it was both kids. Did they get, I don't know. I don't think so, no. I don't know. I had a fire here in my building that a little boy was playing with matches in the bedroom. That was scary as hell. Come home from work and see your apartment building on fire. And I don't know, there was babies in there. I don't know how that grandmother got all those little babies out when the fire started in the bedroom, but anyway. And I don't know, they didn't get charged. They didn't have insurance, and that was a big deal. I had 17 kids. Well, not one person didn't have all those kids, Wisconsin mama. But I grew up with a family that had 21 kids. Plus mom and dad, their family of 23. They were nice kids, too. Yeah, they were. Yes, it has a clown nose. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Dee. I think because she was going after the other creators, or I don't know. She was complaining about being demonetized, but she was on there. Did you see what she said? Summer Moon Utah's initials spell smut. And that was all planned when she was born, when they named her. Yeah, that's a little far out. I don't think two people on there agreed with her. That's crazy. Yeah, burning the barn. I don't think they did. Wisconsin mama. Everybody loves you. That's a litter. Oh, curse with curiosity. Wisconsin mama's blocked. Someone to call her a tragedy pimp. She doesn't make money. Well, but they were pretending to be me, just trying to cause trouble, so they didn't care. They could have called her a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. She was talking about the money she was making, and I remember she was all excited to get her first check, and then I don't know. She said somebody in Fayetteville is trying to use her credit cards or something. Who's in Fayetteville? It's Walmart.com. I said Walmart.com is in Fayetteville. That's why it says Fayetteville. Oh. Both of the channels. Yeah, I didn't watch Daisy, but I don't know. Yes, Wisconsin mama. Oh well. People don't like to hear the truth, and that's the truth. So we've been doing some digging around and found some really good information about Candace and Andrew and Rose, and that will be in a future program. And it's all pretty interesting. Somebody said there's no way Margie is in the town she's in. She's there in the hotel with Candace in Fayetteville. Why would they say she's not there? I know she has to have those infusions, and Candace Candace has to drive her. And I don't know why Nate can't drive her, because Nate was there in the hotel room with the kids. You could hear him. But somebody said he's worthless and refuses to help. I don't know about their relationship. Well, she was in, I don't know. I think she's there. Candace, remember when the police came? Candace said that they lived on the other side of the hotel. But now that Don left, I think Candace moved in with Margie, and I don't know what Nate's doing there. Or where he came from, or why they left their home. The only thing I can think of is that Margie came to Fayetteville because she needed those infusions. I don't know. Who is Nana for life, and how does she know Candace? Her father owns an RV park. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I've heard people talk about her, and I thought maybe that was Nana. I don't know. I'll ask Lips because I think she knows who that is. Where's the RV park, in Kingsport? What's your opinion on the 300? Don didn't know Don would tell her to stay. Um, I don't know where the 300 went, but I know that Lip sent her money for cigarettes day before yesterday because Candace was broke. So where did the 300 go? I don't know. Maybe they owed it for the hotel room is all I can think. But that's why she said she was crying, because she wanted to go home. She didn't want to stay with Margie. And, she can't stand to be away from Don. I mean, they're so codependent on each other that it's really sad. I don't know. She's always saying Don's never going anywhere without her. Well, now he just did. And so, because I sat there looking at her cry before I found out why she was crying. And I thought, what would make her cry? Losing Summer didn't make her cry. Losing the boys didn't make her cry. She doesn't seem to cry about anything. I thought, what would make her cry? And then when I found out it was over Don, well, then, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's the only thing she would ever cry about. Okay, I know Rose Meyer. Said she does her. Nana for life knows her. Well, I'll ask Rose then. I know Rose. She's a nice lady. The cow lady needs to refund everything. I don't think the cow lady has that money. It all went to Candace Cash App, didn't it? So, wasn't too long ago, Daisy was begging for money because she couldn't afford her medicine. She got a lot of money that night. I mean, it was rolling in one right after another. So, I don't know what she did with that money. And, she could work too. She's a nurse, for crying out loud. And heck, Janky said she has to close the restaurant because she doesn't have help some days. Daisy could help there, couldn't she? I don't know. I've worked 3 jobs at a time. I worked a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs at the same time. I've always worked until I started at UPS and, I'm working 12 hours a day. I've always worked more than one job at a time, and people don't want to do that anymore. How do all these people that didn't go back to work, how are they living? What are they living on? I don't know. I don't know. I guess because we didn't see her smack her. I don't know. I wasn't sure. I heard her start to cry and Nate say, oh, my baby girl. But I didn't, we didn't see that. I mean, is that like where Don hit the door and Candace said, "You hit me in the throat"? I mean, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't think any of those kids have a very good life, really. Their whole family's just effed up, aren't they? Who was supposed to take care of Margie if she did go home? That's why she can't go home. There's nobody, apparently. Yeah, I guess I don't know why Nate isn't doing it. I heard that people did call CPS, possibly a viewer. Anna for Life has supported Candace a lot. She said she has no regrets. I know someone that just is crazy about Don, thinks he's so wonderful, and I don't get it. She says always so respectful to me. I said that's con behavior. Did you hear him when the cops came? Um, when they called him for that lady and the kids? Yes, sir. No, sir. He learned that in jail and prison. That's where he got that from. Oh, I will ask Rose. Yep. Or Lips. Lips knows too. Daisy said she's not putting a cash up. I heard her say that, Bob. And she sounded bitter too, didn't she? I think she knows that Candace is lying to her now, but I don't think she'll admit that. She'd have to backtrack an awful lot to cover that up. Yeah, I don't know. She's, well, I'm putting that down. I heard that on someone else's channel, her saying that, and she was never going to do that again. I'm like, yeah, she knows she was taken. She does. And I know she paid Candace's phone bill too. God knows how much other money. I think they've made the Wells over $10,000. And it could be quite a bit more than that, but since Summer's been missing, I bet it's even more. Hey, KU, medical card will cover home health care. Is that like, I don't know anything about that. Is that, you mean like Medicare or something? I did hear the woman say, "Do you want a whooping too?" Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody learn their lesson? Bob, did you finally get Don B off your back? Boy, he's nasty. Oh my God. Oh, I asked Benny to please send me that clip of Don B congratulating his stepson for getting the blowjob from the neighbor lady and then inviting her over for dinner. I'd like to play that because people just say Don's just the greatest. What a great dad. What a great person. Yeah, okay. He's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You never know who's going to show up. But you can always delete, right? Is Margie getting daily transfusions? I've heard two things about that. I've heard that she has to get them weekly, and then someone said daily, but I'm not sure what it is. Because I've heard people that got them both said different things. People that had the blood infection and got the not transfusions, infusions. One person said they had to get them every day for 6 weeks, and one person said they had to get them every week for 6 weeks. So I don't really know. I didn't really look it up, but I guess it's pretty serious. Yes, it is out of control. They're all just scammers, aren't they? What's up with Cam and Allie gonna move into a van? Um, that's a little odd too, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know about these people sending all these YouTubers money. I don't get it. And I think it's people that are struggling themselves. It reminds me of people that send money to religious organizations, that people that are on welfare and don't have any money and can't afford groceries, and then they send with some religious scammer, Baker, Tammy Faye Baker. Medical card here in Ohio is a welfare medical card. It certainly seems like they can be on welfare. He eventually passed out. Yeah, Bob, but he'll sober up again. He'll be back. For somebody that says he's not going to do any drama on his channel because there's enough drama and he doesn't want anything to do with that, he's sure spreading drama around on other people's channels. I should shut up or he'll come off me. Oh, Kate, you. I don't know. I heard somebody else say that too, that he didn't care about Margie before now, but he did. He was in contact with Margie, and Margie was, before Summer went missing, Margie was trying to get Nate to move to Tennessee to be near Don. So they've always been in contact and close. So I don't think, they both, Margie and Donnie both said that Don never even spanked them. So I think it was just more neglect than abuse, actually. I don't know. They don't seem to have a problem with it. Yeah. What family member? Is she talking about Margie? She could die. I don't know. So I heard Candace told Daisy she was visiting her sister in Arkansas or something. Candace does not have a sister in Arkansas. So her sister lives in Wisconsin. So I don't know what the hell that was about. I don't know. She's a liar. Hey, Little Wing. Hi. Good to see ya. Glad you could drop in. I'm kind of out of everything I was going over, though. A lot of creators are mixing up creators' names in the stories. Yeah, Don, I don't think are you talking about Don Wells or Don B, Wisconsin Mama? Yeah, he's always quitting. I know. He just wants all those women to beg him to stay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Don, that's what I said. If your post or what you're going to say starts with Don said, think again, because he just goes around telling every creator a different story and then watch them go at each other. And he thinks it's funny. I know that's what he's doing. He's told people. He said, I'm only telling them what they want to know, what I want them to know. So he knows exactly what he's doing. And Harsh Reality said that too. I said, he's not. People say, oh, he's forgetting his stories. He can't keep his stories straight. No, he doesn't forget a thing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Both Dons are full of it. Just money, Annabelle. Money. People say she's on drugs. I do not think that she is on drugs. And I know people are going to argue with me and shake their head, but her drug of choice is alcohol. She's practically pickled. And she was on a phone call with someone, and Don said, I'm going to go see my dealer. I need a hit. Do you want some? And she said no. So I don't think she is on drugs anymore. I think she just prefers the alcohol. And when you think about it, how are those two even still alive? How does Candace even have a liver left? She looks kind of bloated lately to me. And Don, how do you get to be 60 years old and be a lifelong addict and still be alive, not overdosed by then? I don't know. I just think they're both awfully lucky. They must get up late after he's deleted whatever he posted the night before while he was drunk. That's all I can say. Yes, definitely bloated. She looks more bloated every time she's on there. Her face doesn't look good. I don't know. I think she's the one that needs medical care, honestly. Yeah, in the face. But you can't force anybody into rehab. We all know that. I was just reading about a guy that had been in rehab 212 times. Can you even believe that? How could he? It's sad, really. And to think that he probably took up space that someone that maybe really wanted to get clean could have used. Oh, heart failure. Hi, Mary. Welcome. Glad to see you here. I don't know. Heart failure. Well, swollen ankles is. I didn't know your face was. I don't know. Oh, anytime, Mary. I'm glad to see you here. So, Little Wing, what's recent lately? I haven't watched YouTube too much lately. But I like your show because you're always so reasonable and factual. Yeah, she might have. I'm sure she has a whole host of physical and mental problems. I don't know. And now she doesn't have her mom anymore either. So, and Don apparently doesn't want to help her. I don't know. I don't know. Do you think he took that money? Somebody said that Don's not really at Ben Hill. He is really at Ben Hill. I know that for a fact. I have proof, but I can't show it, unfortunately. That guy's in. Oh, yeah. Oh, and Tanks. The way he talks about his mom, can you imagine having him as a father? I mean, Bob lucked out. His mom didn't run into him somewhere. I can't imagine that. I think he has a stepson, doesn't he? I don't know what his situation is right now. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. I just got diagnosed with a heart disease too. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. Why doesn't she? Oh, Madalena Kojakari. Okay, did you do a show on her, Little Wing? I'll go look it up. We were talking about oh, what's her name? Carly earlier. What do you think of that situation? Kind of sketchy. Why doesn't she have her mom? They're just not close anymore. After Candy gave that interview, Candace was pissed and cut off contact with her. And they kind of talk on and off now, but Candy's moved on. She's taken her trailer and went on the road. You know, people, I think people is PG, isn't it? Because I haven't heard anybody else say that. I heard PG say that. Don is there, and Don's white truck is there. And I didn't see the Subaru anywhere around. And Candace was in a motel room, obviously with Margie and Nate, and I don't think they're in Tennessee, so yeah, I know I heard that, but oh geez. So many people. Dina Lynn, I am so sorry. Yeah, I don't know what they're still running tests. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but my doctor retired and I got a new doctor, thank God, because he started running tests on things and found a couple of things wrong. I don't know. Yeah, Ronnie doesn't say much, does he? But then, do any of them? Really? The ones I've talked to don't really give you any information. I know I've talked to the FBI in Summers case, and I've talked to both of Rose's detectives, and you tell them things, they don't tell you things. Except for Don B. He says they tell him things, but they just say, yep, okay, yep. Oh, okay. I'll watch that, Little Wing. I think Don B. was married, and yes, I think because he had a stepson. Now I know he's with another woman, right? What made Candace mad about her mom in the interview? She screwed up and didn't stick to the story, but we'll hear more about that later. I know I'm teasing you like Don B, but well, we're digging into that, and there's some pretty explosive stuff that I don't know if I'm gonna put it all out, but yeah, she didn't stick to the official script. She kind of screwed up. Candace was pissed as hell at her for giving that interview. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Did you hear the rumor? And I said it before, it was totally a rumor. 100% Facebook rumor that her boyfriend broke up with her and then she wanted attention, so she kind of faked it, but then she didn't realize it was going to get so big, so then she just walked home. I don't know, they said she was unresponsive, but then she was talking to him. Same thing with that Rudy Farias. I thought that was odd that they said he couldn't talk, but he could nod, and but then he was telling him all this information, they said, so that didn't make sense either. And we know how that came apart. Who did Dina Lynn? Hi, Running Bear. Dina Lynn, who did that? Bob? Yeah, Mary Candace. Candace does have her car. I don't know why people think they only have one car. And I don't know why they think Don doesn't have a driver's license. I mean, it got suspended for a year. And so that was up in February. So he has a driver's license. And he has that interlock on his truck. And he has to pay for that every month and to pay to get it installed. I don't know. He hasn't done his community service yet. I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to try to make him do. Easy, Lisa. Don't worry. Kidnapped herself. You can answer that, Wisconsin Mama. Don't worry, I'm not going to give anything away. Yeah, Margie, Carly. Unless locals saw Don with another woman. But you know what? Candace is pretty distinctive looking. So I think they just saw Don. And who knows, maybe another lady was standing next to him in the grocery store. I don't know. I heard that and I just don't know what to think. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like Sherry Papini. Don't you? And I always thought that was sketchy. Really, right from the start. I didn't think that added up. I don't know. But to think that she went so far as to brand herself and give herself those injuries and things, that is just wild. But I guess, when people kill their wives, they shoot themselves in the arm. So, well, look at Diane Downs. I don't think I could shoot myself in the arm, really. I might stab myself somewhere that wouldn't hurt, but a gun? No. I thought his PO info would be private. No. You mean about his community service and stuff? That was part of his sentence. So that's online. That was when he got the year or the 11 months and 28 days or whatever. Yeah, that was part of his sentence. I can't remember if it's 80 or 88 days of community service, but that's right on the court records. I think PG and Daisy are playing all of us. I think it's a manufactured feud for drama. They were pretty chummy last night, actually. Very chummy. In spite of the fact that Daisy was still calling Candace a liar, PG didn't blow up at her at all. And PG was, PG was calling Candace a liar and Daisy didn't. I don't know. There's something odd there. I'd rather shoot my arm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. How do you know that, Mary? That she has cancer? She sounded pretty lively on the phone. He said someone called his PO. I think a lot of people called his PO. Yeah. I know Don B was staking out the Pearl office. JLR's Pearl officer's email is on the internet for people to contact. Yep, I think so too. Yeah, Candace is supposedly taking her. Everyone is playing everyone. I actually think absolutely. Absolutely. And Discord, I hate Discord because it's a cesspool. I'm in there for gaming and it's good to coordinate things with games and stuff and get tips and things. But as far as this stuff, YouTube stuff, I've seen it. I've been in a group. I've been quiet and don't say much. I stay in the corner because everybody in there screenshots everything everybody says. All of them do. And then they get in fights inevitably. and then your screenshots are all over social media. And that's what's been happening right along now. They're all fighting. They're all posting screenshots, and so and so said this in Discord, and yeah, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't have said that, Mary, because actually that probably would have got him even more money. Absolutely. 100%. I don't know how PG knows Candace better than Daisy. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know. And the rats didn't eat the wiring in the house either. I don't know where that came from. People just spout stuff off, I think, or some creators just make shit up. Thank you so much. We both appreciate it. Wisconsin Mom is under the weather here, so she's not joining me tonight. And I get so nervous talking. I really do. When I believe 100% a friend of theirs. Yeah, but their friends just know what they tell them is the problem. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. BK. I don't know, but they were sure discussing that on PG's last night. Rats ate the wiring. I heard the same thing about Candace's car. Supposedly her car was trashed. It was all beat up. The rats ate the interior and ate all the wiring, and it was undrivable. And I'm like, well, she's driving it around. She drove it to Arkansas. Doesn't seem to look beat up to me. And the electricity is on at 110. It's lit up like a house of fire, so that's not true. You know, do you think that white boy is reliable? I don't know that. I don't know. He's 100% for Don, isn't he? Hmm. Yeah, okay. That wasn't true. Yeah, I don't know about Kathy. You know, all these people that were friends with Candace, um, Shannon, Jenna, I can't remember them all. All they know is what Candace tells them, and Candace lies. So that's what they're repeating. Who else? Well, Lips. She told Lips a bunch of lies. Lips told me this is what Candace said, and I'm like, no, that's not true. That's a lie. So I don't know. I don't think you can believe anything either of them say. Okay, I guess we'll see, Mary. It doesn't really matter unless they start. Did you hear her on the live that Candace did though? She was yelling and slapping her kid and sounded fine. Making dinner. I don't know why Candace can't make him dinner. Yes, Kathy. Um, I, yeah, she started a channel for money. Everybody seems to want money. Please don't anybody ever send me any money. I don't need any. Donna's the one who said she had a bone infection. Who's Donna? Kate, you? I'm behind. Oh, Don. You meant Don. Is the one who said she had a bone infection. Well, if she, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Sorry, Kate. I know you said you had weird thumbs. Just a minute. I gotta take a swig of my beer. Oh, they're all playing games. I'm surprised they haven't asked for money for Margie. What do you think about that? What happened to the tents that Justin sent Candace? I thought he said $700 for 2 tents. That's a lot of money. Oh, text to voice. Yes, he did. Hi, Sylvia. Yes. Yeah, she said that's why she's crying. Of course, that's what she said. So that last night, Don was trying to get his daughter to come down here. Yeah, well, his daughter was trying to get Nate to agree to move there. That was before Summer went missing. So I think Margie and Don are kind of alike. They have similar traits. Hell, there's a lot of things. I don't know where they got the money for the taxes, but as soon as that came out that they were behind in their taxes, they were paid within a week. I wonder if Daisy paid that because I said that in Daisy's chat, and she's like, "They know, Lisa." So I think, but then I'm a liar, right? So, or so she says. Oh, yeah, but who's going to put up a cash app for Margie? Because, oh, white boy probably will. Daisy said she wasn't going to do it anymore. Tim. I forgot about Tim. Yeah, his wife, what's her name? Damage with No Regrets, made a video about me. That was because I left out a word in my post and corrected it right away, but she took a screenshot and made a whole video about me. You know, yes, Dina Lynn, she did. She redid the whole basement. It looks pristine white and gorgeous, actually. I'll post a picture on my community tab for you. It's amazing. And you know, why didn't she do that when Summer was still alive? Because she knew them. She knew how they lived. She knew the situation. So if she was going to do that, why wait till everybody was gone and do it to an empty house? Why didn't she do it then when it could have helped the kids? You know, they said Don went to buy a used Xbox with that money and at a pawn shop or something. I don't think so. There's a couple things wrong with that whole story. One, the family they're with is pretty well off. So if the boys want an Xbox, pretty sure they already have one. And the second thing wrong is that Don is not allowed to send them anything. So what was he going to do with the Xbox? Yes, why didn't anyone? I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll never know. I don't know. I had a situation on my route once that I wish I would have called. And that's haunted me for 40 years. I wish I would have done something. I just felt something wasn't right there. That's right. They are not. And you can't. People want to send them money or clothes or this and that. Yeah, you can't. You can't give them anything. Oh, all in tanks, that's a good point. That is a good point. I wonder what turned Daisy from when didn't she call CPS on them for one of the boys because he was bruised or something at first? She was against them at first. I think she latched onto them because she has exclusive access and that gets her clicks and views. Who has a theory on Summer? Accident and cover up. Definitely. Even more so lately. I don't know what happened, but something happened. And where is she? Where the hell is she? Yes. You know, hey, could Candace think of a place on her own? No, she called Don first. So, did she tell Don what happened? Or did she just say she was missing? Did Candace call someone to help her hide Summer's body? I don't know. I sure wish we knew. Um, Little Wing, are you thinking like someone like Robin or something? Like someone took her and didn't tell him? Is that what you're thinking? Yes. Did Summer ever meet Warren? No. No. None of the family ever met Warren. Candace and her sisters never met Warren either. Um, I don't know. It could be either one, but yeah, Candace, I don't know. I guess it depends on when she called Don, and the cops must know that. How soon after 3:30 did she call Don? I don't know. I don't know if that was even her scent, Mary. That's a possibility, but I don't know why would she be down at the road? I don't know. And I just don't know. There's so much activity with the, 4 kids and 2 adults up there. Plus Don's truck was up there, so they didn't know Don wasn't there either. I mean, how would people know? I mean, they were gone all day, so did someone just stake out the place? I just think it would be easier to, if they were fixated on Summer particularly, to grab her, when they were in town or at Gallenberg or, you know what I mean, out in public somewhere. Kids disappear like that all the time. I don't know. No, Candace was a drunk that night. I know that. She'd been drinking all day and she was drunk on her ass. I know that was a rumor, but yeah. And I know where that came from too. Yeah. Wow. I guess it's a possibility. I don't know. Yeah, I heard somebody say that Uncle Warren could have talked about Rose to someone that he was in prison with, and then they went and killed her. I don't know how that made sense, but Uncle Warren didn't know Rose, so I don't know why he'd talk about her. You know what, Dina Lynn? I don't think he ever went to Mexico. I really don't. Don's a big bullshitter. You know, he didn't drive around Knoxville giving away $2,000 worth of drugs either. He wants people to think he's a big player. But seriously, who's going to give him credit for drugs? What drug dealer is going to give him credit? And another thing, how's everybody in Kingsport a big drug kingpin? I mean, they're saying Fred Hill is, Andy Bernard is, one of the Crawfords is, Don is. I got a lot of drug kingpins there in Kingsport. I don't, and none of them seem to have any money. Isn't that odd? No, I don't. I don't think a stranger took her either. But that's just me. Oh, I think, yes, and yes, I believe drugs are in some way related. Not maybe directly, but yes. If there weren't drugs, if they weren't involved in drugs, I don't think it would have happened. Kind of like Rose's case, although we haven't touched on that tonight. Whoever it was would have known when Candace was home. Yeah, how? How would they have known that? How would they have known? Yeah, I just don't see that being plausible. I mean, they could walk up there and I don't know, they couldn't drive up there because people would hear them. Jody Sue didn't say she heard anybody. And what was the scream that Jody Sue heard earlier? She heard a scream at 2:30 too when she was on the phone with Andy. So what was that? It seems like there's a lot of screams there. Um, oh, Jose said a lot of things that were not true. He wasn't there. I don't understand how he talked about all the stuff about Don. Don did this, Don did that. He saw Don do this. Don took the red truck from work whenever he worked out of town or whatever. He wasn't there when Don was working. Don came home. Don went to jail. Wasn't Jose like there a week after that or something? I mean, when did he see Don do all this stuff? Um, yeah, he didn't. He didn't see any of that. I don't know. Do you think Summer made it home? I do. I don't know. Leslie said she saw her. And what would Allie and Hunter and all that? What part do they play in this? Anything? Do they know anything at all, or did they just do it for notoriety and money? They got money from Molly. I don't know. Yeah, that's not true, Pom. I know that's not true. Um, didn't Shannon say that too? I don't know. Why would Candace put Don in her list of suspects? She was just throwing out names, Jackie Dobbs and then Tony Hammonds, just because, they were in the news or whatever. That thing with Tony happened. Did that happen right before or right after Summer went missing? Candace just pulled that name out of her ass. I don't know. You know what I think about that? I think a lot of locals have personal grudges that they're settling with this case. You know how when, they're looking for some serial killer, people call in on their husbands or ex-husbands, their ex-boyfriends. I think that's what's going on here. I think people just, the locals just have scores to settle with each other, and that's what's going on. And it's making a big, huge mess of Summer's case and causing a lot of damage. I mean, is it worth it to them? Are they happy? I don't think Hunter knows anything. I don't think he ever did. I mean, if he came home, he went to the ball game, he went to his doctor, then he went to the ball game. He wasn't drunk if he went to his doctor. And he wasn't like catatonic and couldn't talk and in shock if he went to the ball game and went to his doctor. It just doesn't add up. And then they kept his phone, but turns out they kept his phone because of his gang activity. That never made sense to me, because why give Candus and Don back their phones and not Hunter? I never thought it had anything to do with Summer. They kept it for some other reason. Yes, Little Wing. That's what I said. Yep, he wasn't there. He couldn't possibly have seen that. And didn't he say he saw Don showering naked with Summer? I do not believe for a second that Don would shower naked with Summer in front of a strange man that he hates. I can't even imagine that. And then Jody Sue said she never saw that either. She saw Summer and Candace in the doorway. She didn't see Don there. But then Don admitted that, right? So I don't know. I suppose it's possible, Bob. I don't know. She had, a friendship with Cameron. And then Hunter, on the other hand, Hunter kind of did grow up with her kids because she was friends with Allie. So I don't know. It did look a little odd. I don't know. Allie said that she had absolute proof of Hunter losing his virginity with someone else. I don't even want to think what that means. Did she tape it or what? Pictures? Was she watching? I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of scary. Um, no, no, that's not, no, I can't say, but that's not why. No, it had something to do with the house, the household, and the relationships in the household. Okay, good night, Wisconsin Mama. Feel better. But he was only in prison once in Texas. I think there's drugs in prison too. And jail. I don't know. It just seems like, don't they ever OD? Or can't you OD on crack? I know you can on meth. And how is Pamwell still alive? Speaking of that, she's like 71 and looks about 81. Although I take that back because I don't like to comment on other people's looks. But thank you, Cursed. Yes, she did. Yeah, there were some racy posts. I don't know. I guess that's a question, isn't it? That whole thing. I don't know if we'll ever really know. The cops don't seem to be interested in that, but I think they have bigger things on their mind. If they didn't suspect Candus and Don, they might have gone ahead with those charges. But I think they have bigger fish to fry there. I don't know. He said that he was too dangerous to be around his own children, but yet he's staying at the Wells and he's okay to be around their children. I don't know. That didn't make sense. He definitely had some substance abuse and some mental problems too. But doesn't everyone in this little story of ours? Cameron was kind of a friend. I don't know. That is a good question. Did you see his name was written in spray paint on the side of the shed? I don't know. She said he was just a family friend, kind of like Hunter. I think it's just odd. But he's married now, so to a girl his own age. Don? Are you seeing Don said that, little wing? He talked to Margie. No, that's not true because he talked to Margie. Margie was trying to talk Nate into moving to Tennessee so she could be near Don. That was before Summer went missing. And Don, when he went to Utah, he visited Donnie at his work and took Josie with him. Oh, Josie. Oh, Jose. Yes, yes. Yes, I do believe that. I did find his record for welfare fraud and for drugs, but that wasn't his real first name. I did hear that at first too. That he went by Jose, but that wasn't his real first name. And that's not the name he used in prison either. I do not believe Fred at all. Fred said he didn't take drugs, except for pot. I don't believe that. And he said Rose was a prostitute in a trailer there. No. He said he knew Rose. He talked to her. No. I don't believe anything Fred has to say, honestly. And him riding a horse around, or what did Don say that he was riding around at night on a horse in an ATV? Have you seen the pictures of that property on Ben Hill? How the hell are you going to ride an ATV around that? It's like a jungle. I don't know. I just don't think that's possible. I'm sorry. Plus, who's not going to hear an ATV? I can't imagine him driving it through that woods or up those hills. No. Yes, Fred is full of it. Um, I don't know. I don't know if there's a ring. I think there's kids easier to get at than Summer. I don't know. Usually they like kids a little older too. Summer's a little under, from the statistics, a little underage. What I do know is DCS did not kidnap her, even though Don thinks so. Don's so full of shit. Oh yeah, and Tim, is he the one that said Tim was in Russia or something, KGB or something? Don. And what's Tim Mullen's? I don't think Tim is involved with Summer going missing, but what is his involvement? What is he getting out of this? I don't know. What are any of them getting out of it, I guess? Tim, Robin Lane, what is she getting out of it? She helped him fake that whole heart thing in the hospital. So up until then, I thought she was Miss Goody Two Shoes, innocent, naive. But after that, she knew that was fake. Yeah, I don't know. She did look really tiny. I don't know. No, Don's dad, no. He doesn't have a record for that. I've never heard anybody accuse him of that. Don's stepdad, Earl Kelly, was. He was, but I don't think. You think so? That could be him and everybody else. Chris McDonough is going to write a book. Isn't Cher making a documentary? Yeah, everybody's looking to make a buck. They're just mad because that Steve Holder came out with his book before they did. Candace Hart, yeah, that was all fake. And you notice, I said, how the hell is she going to get out of that one? She said that Tim and Don made it up and she was afraid to tell the truth, but she was out there promoting that on Daisy's channel. I saw her. And then they just dropped it. I wondered how they were going to explain that. Oh, they didn't bother. Along with Robin. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what my question, Lily. Why? Yeah, I don't know what they're getting out of it. I don't know. I think about that all the time. What is? You know? I call it the Wells Redemption Tour there. Tim and Don cooked up those videos, those two videos and the heart thing. And that really did seem to turn the tide. All of a sudden, people started feeling sorry for Candus and Don. And I went the opposite way because I found out more and more about Don and the things he was telling people and things he was doing. And I realized that he really is manipulative, more so than I wanted to believe. What is that? CHF. Yeah, Summer was very tiny. When you look at the picture of her next to the three boys there at the dam, that was taken, I don't know, a couple weeks before they went missing, that she's very small next to even the smallest boy. So what do you guys think of Summer being boys in a lot of those pictures? I don't- Oh, congestive heart failure. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That seems like a lot of people have heart problems. Yeah, she has a pacemaker, but she needs new batteries, that's all. There's no death-defying heart operation. I don't know. People keep saying the boys. Those are boys in Summer's clothes. Summer is a tiny, tiny little thing. I don't see it. Sorry. No, I don't either, and especially not her brother. They keep saying the youngest boy was dressed as Summer that day. I mean, he doesn't look anything like her. He doesn't even have the same color hair. He's a lot bigger. He's got buck teeth. I don't think anybody could mistake him for Summer. Uh, no. No, I agree with that. They don't all look the same, but then some people don't. I was just scrolling through my pictures looking for some information. My, I don't know, 2,200 screenshots. I need to get rid of some of those. And I have a gazillion pictures for some reason of Jonathan Lee Riches. And I was going to post those because I thought he looks different in all those pictures too. I don't think that, I bet you I could pick two pictures and you wouldn't even know that it was the same person. I mean, some people just do look different. I don't know, different lighting. But I agree, some of those pictures do look quite different. She doesn't look quite as delicate in them. But yeah, exactly. What would be the point? Uh, there is no point to it that I can see. I mean, there's pictures of her right up until she went missing with the boys. So we know she was still alive. So what would be the point? Yeah, I don't think so. Um, yeah, I agree. But she was always dressed really cute. Cute little dresses. Even when they shaved her head, she had cute little hair bows and things. I don't know, she looked happy. Even in the pictures where you'd think she'd be sad, she was smiling. I hope she didn't have, I hope she had some happy moments in her life. I think she did. Sure looked like she loved Don. Um, yeah, I don't think they did that for school. But before Summer went missing, the two youngest boys' heads were shaved too. So I don't know why they did that. Through the years, even when Summer was a baby, they would shave on and off different kids' heads. They didn't all seem to be shaved at the same time, though. So I don't know what the deal was there. I don't think we'll ever know that. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know that. But Candace, a lady said that Candace had bought $40 or $80 worth of clothes at two garage sales for Summer for school. And that was 2 weeks before Summer went missing. So I don't think that's another reason why I don't believe they planned anything. Why would they buy her all these clothes? And she had so many different clothes and so many different pairs of shoes that it's just unbelievable that Candace couldn't find a piece of clothing of Summer's to give the dogs for a scent. Yeah, there's something wrong there too. Oh, they are so codependent, Deanlin. They will never leave each other, ever. They will never leave each other. No. I don't know what it is. Oh, hi, Tree Tree. Yeah, you missed it all. I went through both sides of my paper towel nose. Went through Alfred Vaughn, Robin, Tim Mullen's family, and Candace's timeline. Trauma bound. That's true, but she had trauma before, and she didn't seem to stick with any of those guys. I don't know. She and Don have a lot in common, don't they? Well, they're both crafty, street smart, manipulative. They're both violent, although I think Candace is more violent, but oh, I don't think she did want it shaved. But the day they shaved it, she was still smiling. I don't know. I mean, Candace dyed her hair, right? Blue. I think that was when they went to Wisconsin, wasn't it? I don't know. Are we trying to make sense of things that don't make sense? That's why I was always into true crime, and that's about all I read. I mean, for the last 50 years, probably. And I try to figure out why. Why? What were they thinking? Why did they do that? What was in their head? But you can't make sense of a disordered mind. You can't get inside their head and think logically because they don't think logically. So I don't think we can figure out what they're doing. Yeah, I don't think she's not an adoption specialist. Yeah, she's a dental assistant, and she did take care of their teeth. Oh, I know. It started with Rose's case, and then just talking to Candace's sister and Rose's ex, and just found out a lot about the wells. And then people started contacting me by messenger. I still have people sending me pictures, sending me um, information. They know I won't, reveal my sources. So I guess they feel safe. Like the guy that maybe went JLR went to Wisconsin and staked out Candy's old trailer and got the cops called on him. That guy contacted me on Messenger, told me that whole story. So I don't know. I use my real name everywhere, so I'm easy to find. And I talked to one of Candace's best friends when she lived in Grantsburg. She sends me a lot of pictures of her life and stuff. So I just have a lot of people talk to me for some reason. Wait, I wanted to address before I get down here, Robin. Um, People say that it's so shady that church does missing child drills. They started that. Remember that little boy? I don't remember what his name is now. He was like 2 years old or something. He was kidnapped from church. They found him within 2 or 3 days, I think. The group I was in, the lady that kidnapped him was actually in there under a fake name, and she was trying to steer the investigation, putting a lot of fake stuff out, but then they caught her. Well, that's when the church started that. They started those missing child drills after that little boy was kidnapped in church. So I don't think that's so shady. I don't know. People just look for everything to be shady, I guess. I don't know. No, I don't think they will be. I don't think so. I really don't. Um, it's pretty hard to prove that it's risen to a criminal level. I mean, a lot of kids are neglected, but as far as criminal charges, it has to be pretty bad. You have to have the child's life be in danger or result in their death. So, like, if they were around drugs, but you'd have to prove that, you know? I think it's too far gone now. I really don't, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Do you know the background on Don's stepdad? I know Mary said he was the meanest man she ever knew. I heard he was very violent, sexually assaulted the kids. Of course, this is all secondhand. He's dead now. I don't think Karen had very good taste in men. I kind of wonder about Bill Goad. What was he like? You know, Karen had it on the ball. You know, she wrote that drywall book. She was a drywaller. She was a real estate agent. You know, she made that conditional will. She was really savvy business-wise, and she had it on the ball. I don't know, what did she need a man for at all, really? And she sure didn't pick very good ones. I don't know, but then I should talk. Could be for the church. It was the PI that dug that up. I don't know. Do you think Elliot's holding their car? I'd like to think so. I don't know. I don't know what they know. I called them with someone that knows something and couldn't get TBI to call her back. So I called the FBI and gave him the information, and he said, well, I'll pass it on to the TBI. Well, he didn't sound like he was very hopeful that they would do anything about it either. So are they even following up on things? I don't know. I don't know what they know, and I don't know. It seems like an awfully long time with nothing happening, don't you think? Why can't they find anything? Is it that difficult? I don't understand it. Yep. We were just talking about that yesterday. I mean, even parents that kill their children go on camera and beg for their return and cry, even when they're guilty. And the Wells didn't even do that. So that's odd, even if they didn't have anything to do with it. I don't know. But then who can say Candace, you know, she just has stunted feelings, I think. So I don't know. And who knows what she told Don? I don't know. It's a mystery, isn't it? Yeah, I don't. Yes. Yes. I don't think they're going to prosecute. They would have done that already. He did. Why do you think that is? That kind of makes me think that he knew what happened, that Candace told him. Who knows what she told him, but I think somehow he knew that Summer was gone. That's why he said they'll never find anything. I'll see her in the resurrection. He was pretty sure she wasn't coming back. So I think he knew something. I don't know if Candace told him what really happened, but she told him something that made Don sure that he would never see Summer again. But I don't know, a lot of people that know them say that Don would have beat the hell out of Candace if she had done anything to Summer. So what did she tell him happened? Yeah, I don't know how he could have, though, Running Bear, because she went missing. When did she call Don? When did Don tell her to take the drugs over to Fred's? Where else did she go? She went down to the church. It all depends on what time she called Don, because Don didn't get home until after the cops got there. But he must have. He knew before she called 911. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to figure it out. Yes. Yes, she did. They all did. Like I said, if one of my cats got out, my world would stop. I would be putting up signs everywhere, calling shelters every day. I would be out looking. I wouldn't go to work. And this is a child. I just can't imagine. They didn't even go look. They weren't out with the search parties looking. Did they really even look at all? I don't know. Candace? Are you, I'm sorry. You're saying Candace claims to be terrified of Don? No, I don't believe that. I really think he was at work. His boss confirmed it. We'd know if he wasn't. People would have come out and said he wasn't there. He clocked out for lunch, at 1:30 and was back at 2. I don't think he was there. I don't see how that fits. I don't know. Yes. Yes. I know you'd have to be tranquilized, wouldn't you? It would be terrible. Okay. When she said the restraining order, I don't think she's really terrified of him. I don't know. Candy said that Don tried to get Candace to cut back on her drinking and she just kicked him out of the house. So, and then they set him up for that fake he broke her thumb thing. Cops saw through that. She broke Don's eardrum. So, I don't know. With Jose, when she called, she said Don was hitting himself in the face. So, I don't know. There's no doubt that he's violent, but he's not as violent as Candace. I don't know. I don't know if there was any SA involved. And I don't know that CPS was coming. That's all hearsay. Don said they were there the day before too, but that's incredible to think that they were there that day and said okay and closed the case and left when they knew they were coming back to take the kids. That didn't happen. That doesn't make sense. No, I don't think. No, I don't think Sonia does. No, she wasn't in Tennessee. I don't know how she would have gotten her. No, and I don't think Clyda is involved either. People seem to think she's fishy, but when they took the boys that day, Candace and the boys spent the night at Clyda's. So, I mean, if Summer was there, I'm sure they would know it. I don't know. A lot of what Jenna said wasn't true, but I think that's what Candace told her. So I don't know. Why would Don be home at 3:30? And if Don was home at 3:30, why couldn't he take the drugs over to Fred's? On the other hand, I don't know. Maybe he took Summer's body and hid it and told Candace to get rid of the drugs. But then Don called 911 from his work, right? So did he drive back there? I don't know. KU, that's a good question. That's what Rose's husband Chris says too when I ask him. And I've asked him millions of questions, literally. And if he doesn't remember, he says that. But he goes, there was a lot going on then. And, he was freaking out. So, yeah. Some people, yeah. And, another thing, Candace said she remembered every single minute of the day Summer went missing. Well, then why isn't she saying what happened? If she remembers it, why is her timeline missing 3 hours? Yes, I think that is odd. I was kind of shocked when I found out Candace spent the night with them there. Do you think they did that for the boys' comfort? They wanted to get them out of the house, away from that environment and the drugs. But if Candace and Don both failed a drug test, which was the reason they took them, yeah, then why did they let Candace stay with the boys? Another mystery. Well, you know what? I'm not going to drop it. So they don't want me to talk about it because they said it'll hurt the prosecution, but I don't see any prosecution going on. So they said the DA says he needs more evidence. So I have more to give him. But I'm not dropping it. I'm not the kind of person that drops things. If I don't get satisfaction, I go to the next level. So there's a couple more levels I can go to. I've contacted investigative reporters on some newspapers, trying to get them to get involved. I haven't gotten anywhere with that. I'm working on it all the time, so I don't know. Is that a fact that Candace spent the night with the boys? Yeah, yes. No, that is true. No, she didn't evaporate. And they're not going to find her body, but they do know what happened to her. So I don't know. There's a lot of things they haven't investigated, and I don't understand that. I don't know. People say two people in the same family don't go missing. It just doesn't happen. Chances are 1,000,000 to 1. I went to school with someone whose dad walked out of the bank one day at lunchtime and disappeared into thin air. They never did find him. And then probably 35 years later, his kid that I went to school with walked out of his business one day and disappeared. So you don't tell me that that doesn't happen, because it does. Candy does know. I don't think she's very happy with. I don't tell her. Some things are not what a mother would want to hear. So, Yes, she does know. Yes, that I'm working on it. I think all her family knows. To Rose? Yes. Yes, they know. They were told. Okay, it's 11. Are you guys tired? I run out of things to talk about. Oh, Summer. No, they don't know what happened to Summer. I don't think anybody knows except for Candace. Candace knows. I don't care what Daisy says. Rose, yes. They know everything I know. Well, not everything I know, but, I shouldn't say. There's a couple things that are just shocking that you wouldn't believe of the investigation. I'll see if I can say, because that would just blow your mind. I'll see if I can say. Yes, Candace, does she not remember? Because remember, she has these episodes where she goes into these rages and then has no memory of what she did. Several people have said that. Several people have seen that. So does she even remember? Or at this point, has she convinced herself that she doesn't know? I don't know. I can't say. Oh my God, Lil Wing, I did 5 videos on JLR's records on Don's Panty Gate. And they deleted all of them. I even went through it, and I'm using Movavi, so I have to add all those pictures and then add the narration in and get it just right. I did that 5 times, and YouTube deleted all of them. I was just about to quit. Yeah, I'm sure she was intoxicated. When isn't she intoxicated? And I don't care what Daisy said. Candace is absolutely pickled at all times. Maybe Daisy's never seen her any other way. Exactly, KU, which is the truth. Yeah, Little Wing, really. People have been there. People have seen it happen. No, I know. I think Daisy's naive, but stubborn. So now she won't back down. I think she knows she's been taken. She knows Candace is lying to her. She knows she's drinking, but I don't think she's going to ever admit that. I don't think she wouldn't back down about Rose. Remember, she said Rose was still alive. I contacted her an hour before she went live and said that is not Rose. I said that was debunked, over a year ago. I said, please don't do this. And she wouldn't back down. She blocked me. She blocked Chris. I mean, wouldn't you think he would know his wife? He knew that was her cousin. And then she said Candy, she talked to Candy, and Candy was okay with it. Candy was not okay with it. I don't know where she came up with that. Yeah, she'll never admit that she was wrong. Yeah, that was. Chris tries to keep them off social media as much as he can just because of that. And then somebody contacted me that one of his daughters had a TikTok account, and I told him, and he said, just a minute. And then he said, that's taken care of. He said it's hard to explain to her why other kids can have those accounts, but she can't. And yeah, that's why this needs to be solved. You know, that cloud needs to be off of all of them. How can they live like that? I don't know. All these people being accused of killing Rose too. That didn't have anything to do with it. I don't think I could stand that. How could you stand that? But yet I know people do. I know, men that have been accused of killing their wives and for decades until they find the real killer. How do you live with that? I don't know. I don't know. I think her liver's pickled. I don't know. I don't know how she stays alive. I really don't. It's a mystery. She must have a good constitution. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Little Wayne, glad you could stop in. Dita Running Bear. I'm going to miss somebody. Kate, you. Always thank you. Yeah, that's, I think, all that's still here. Blue Roses. Okay, thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. Have a good weekend. Go live tomorrow. It takes me a week to get the confidence to come on here. It's so nerve-wracking. I'm going to dream about pickles. I have the craziest dreams. They're really weird. Sometimes when I run out of things to talk about, I'll tell you about me floating down the Amazon with 3 Indians Amazonian Indians after me, and how I fooled them. Yes. Oh, Annabelle. Yes. Thank you for being here. Little Wing, I appreciate you, and I like your lives too. You're a good thinker. Okay, good night, everybody. Have a good weekend.